You wouldn't believe that the finals are just 2 weeks away. Two top games in the replay tonight for you. And firstly, we're going North Melbourne and Geelong, the game at VFL Park. Well, every game's a final for North Melbourne from here on in. Any further slip-ups and they're in grave danger of dropping out of the six at the business end of the season. Of course, the Cats going in favourites, higher than North on the ladder, but North beat them in the first round when they kicked 8 goals to nothing in the last quarter to storm home over the top of them. Today, firstly, we'll take a look at some highlights from the first half of the action and the commentators at VFL Park, Sandy Roberts, Ian Robertson and Bernie Quinlan.
Bairstow's caught by Scholl. Ramiro! Oh, great smother back there by Poole. And still Geelong struggle hard to clear the football. Hinkley, Hocking. It's a real dour go as Mark Roberts kicks across his body and just gets something from nowhere. Wills, awkward one. The wind playing havoc with the football. Steele, German, feinted the hand pass and then goes straight towards goal. German has kicked North Melbourne's second goal.
Stoneham gets front spot and fist down Bairstow. Runs it away so beautifully. Gives it to Simpson, who goes back the other way and finds Tim Darcy. Good strong mark by Darcy then, and no one on the mark, so he runs on straight down the middle. He's looking for Brownless. With him is Fairley. Neither can mark. Ablett and Martin. Back to Brownless again. Gets the hand pass away to Denham. He shoots in towards goal and puts the first one on the board for the Cats.
Tap off by Simpson wasn't too bad. It was Spencer rather. Ball comes back to Scholl. Bruns the tackler. Chance for Staritsky. Handball away to German. Off the left foot. In towards the pocket. Marcus taken by Rock. He plays on. Shot for goal by Anthony Rock is good.
Damien Burke towards Spencer. Fisted away. Anthony Rock almost threw it out and it went straight to Buse. He's got Bruns who's drifted down to the wing. Neville Bruns is away for Couch. The left footer could just about goal. Burke wins it, but it's taken by Larkin. He just gets a short kick across that half-back line. Picked up by Scholl. He drifts it back now in towards the centre. No mark taken. Stevens working hard in front. Does get the handball away. He wanted Scholl, but it's Buse. He goes over the top to Bruns. Neville Bruns from 50 metres. This may complete his comeback. It's a goal.
So to half-time, Geelong with the break there by 16 points, 6-7-43 to North, 4 goals, 3-27. And we pick up tonight's replay at the opening bounce of the third quarter.
Do or die for North Melbourne. They've got the breeze in the third quarter and they're going to have to make it a big quarter of football. Couch gets Geelong into attack, however, down towards the 50-metre line. Crocker chances his arm and it pays dividends. He kicks up over the centre, looking towards Allison. Hinkley back in defence. Ablett hasn't had many touches to date. Stevens, a quick kick over the centre once more, but straight to Ken Hinkley. Looked to have been slightly concussed earlier on in the game. Came back and is okay. Gary Hocking finds Paul Couch.
Just having a look at the changes, Sandy. It looks like Mark Roberts is at centre-half back for North Melbourne. John Longmire centre-half forward. And Carey playing at full forward.
Paul Couch is sending Geelong to the 50-metre line. Brownless in front, but good judgment by Fairley. Ian Fairley, his opponent, goes back to centre-half back. Schwass takes the mark. High and long, up over the centre. It'll be a North Melbourne ball. The advantage may be paid. No, Peter German will have to send it back.
Going back to Stevens, and I was just going to say that when Ian Fairley came on the picture just a second ago, he'd only had his first kick for the day, and Bernie mentioned that their key players haven't given enough. Fairley, Martin has been probably their best of the goal-to-goal line players. McCarthy quiet, Carey quiet, and Longmire quiet.
And really looking at Martin, he's played more as a half-back flanker today, picking up Gary Ablett.
And it certainly is a very important quarter of football. It's probably North Melbourne's most important for the season as Lamb comes away from half-back for Geelong. Kicks it towards centre wing. Punched on again by Couch. Bruns and Stevens. Good tackle by Bruns. Stevens gets the handball away. Larkin The harassment by Geelong was fantastic there. 3 or 4 players into the action. That ball punched away by Schwass, punched away again, and that should be penalised most definitely.
Yes, he knew immediately too, didn't he, Robbo? He looked around to see what the umpire was going to do, so he certainly knew that he was going to be pinged for that one.
Couch will take the free kick for Geelong. He's a long way from goal. The kick towards the half-forward line. McRae pushed by Denham there, and McRae will take the free kick for North Melbourne. And it's no good defending North Melbourne. They need to get 2 or 3 quick goals to get some momentum up. Couch, Schwass, McDonald, Burke, and there is not one player going anywhere out there in that bog, and the umpire will call for a ball up. Certainly Damien Burke, when the last quarter comes along, will still have those long arms reaching up into the air, and Donald McDonald will be a very, very tired man. Schwass to Ramiro. Ramiro towards half-forward. Punched away by Stoneham. Lamb is there. Good pressure by North Melbourne half-forwards. Punched away by Stoneham. Lamb still doing some good work. Chance now for Stevens. Kicks it back the other way. Larkin in towards the centre. Ramiro marks. He plays on quickly. Left foot kick towards centre half-forward. No mark taken. Gathered by McCarthy was very good. Away to Spargo. Doesn't usually miss these, Paul Spargo, and he bangs it through for a badly needed goal. Spargo gets his first goal, and North Melbourne get their 5th. Geelong lead by 10 points.
Well, very big quarter required by North Melbourne to get back into this match. There's McCarthy playing alongside Carey as a dual full forward. 2 players playing right in that last line of attack. And they are Wayne Carey and McCarthy, who was out on the lead. Gathered it nicely and fed it off to Paul Spargo for the goal.
Ten points the margin here at VFL Park. The Cats leading, but North coming back. Oh, look at Couch out of the centre though. Straight down the middle. He wants Brownless for front spot. Can't take it. Denham round his body. Kick the first goal of the game. Which way will it bounce? In towards the pocket. Wills is there for Geelong. He's going to run out of room. No, he gets the hand pass back towards Couch. Can't do anything with it though, and has passed it over the line.
You said something about Couch streaming out of the centre. Do you notice the ruck work? That was just perfect by Damien Burke.
Yep.
And that's the difference. That tall player up against the shorter player. As the game wears on, Burke will start to show his superiority, I feel.
Mark comes in from the side. Hughes tucked on the boundary line. He can kick miraculous goal, but he just pokes this up in the air. Simpson came out. Ablett off the ground, goals.
The Mitsubishi Lancer was designed and built in Japan. 3 times it has been voted the most reliable small car by the Germans. But perhaps it is when driving in a vast country like Australia that the Lancer's superior qualities can best be appreciated. The Mitsubishi Lancer. Please consider.
Make tracks into your nearest gas and fuel showroom. It's the gas winter clearance, and prices have taken a tumble.
You can do it with the Q-Ins, 'cause we've got a million things.
Sitchrome 16-piece half-inch drive AF and metric sockets at only $59.95, save $21. Sitchrome's 37-piece AF and metric sockets at a crazy $129, save $40. And Sitchrome's 43-piece combination AF metric tool set only $199, a huge $50 saving. The Q-Ins Super Money Savers. You can't buy them for less anywhere.
You can do it with the Q-Ins, 'cause we've got a million things.
The down-to-earth people are very proud of this. It's the first non-caustic trigger pack oven cleaner in Australia. Non-caustic, so you don't need gloves or a mask. And it works because of their patented formula based on natural ingredients. Good work, keep it up.
If there's anyone out there who hasn't played Trivial Pursuit at McDonald's, here's how.
Get your game card from McDonald's, pick the right answer and scratch.
And every time you scratch the correct answer, you win. Reveal the word Apollo and win this fabulous new Holden worth $23,000. Reveal holiday and you win a continental holiday to Disneyland flying Continental Airlines. Reveal computer, video or microwave and you win one of these fabulous Samsung prizes.
Then keep playing.
And keep on winning in Trivial Pursuit McDonald's.
So whatever North can put up, Geelong seem to have the answers. Hocking kicks it to half forward. Awkward bounce. Fairly overruns it. Denham well tackled. McRae, who did the tackling, now comes away with the football. Handball over the top. Stevens caught by Bruns. Took it a little bit too casually, Anthony Stevens. Surely he must have known there'd be a player on his ginger there somewhere. And it was Neville Bruns.
Ginger man himself.
Ginger-headed small player for Geelong. And Bernie, you mentioned that he played a few games of the seconds this year, but he's had an injury as well, hasn't he, that forced him to lose his place?
Yes, originally he did injure himself, but he has spent a lot of time in the reserve. But a player of his experience, a very class player, Neville Bruns. Very classy.
Schwass's kick, rebounds. Couch. Handball over the top. Ablett. Denham to the goal front. Ablett again. Oh, it's going to roll on the line. It's saved by Donald McDonald, and boy, I had that one marked down as well.
Almost, Robbo.
Oh, I couldn't even get it over the line, Bernie. I tried, but
had the whip out.
I certainly did. Mind you, if it was carrying my weight, I had no chance.
McRae to McDonald. Donald McDonald puts it out in front of Wayne Schwass. It's not a good kick, however. Bruns is close to the boundary line. He flicks it over his body and finds Couch. Oh, he's a clever player. Look at this. Artistry. Geelong peppering the goals. Brownless sets himself. No mark. Advantage. Ablett again. Yes! Well, we said he flits into the game intermittently, but what magnificent work on that outer boundary, Bernie, by Paul Couch here.
Yes, he probably did a little bit too easily, Sandy, the way he got around those two North Melbourne players. Maybe not desperate enough to apply that tackle. And Gary Ablett, who's kicked two very important goals for Geelong in his third term, much better off playing closer to goal.
Well, he'd hardly had a kick in the first half, Gary Ablett, and spent a little bit of time on the bench. And we're only minutes into the third quarter and he's already kicked two goals. Gary Hocking forcefully gets through. Handball to centre-half forward, picked off by Mark Roberts, and the pass goes wide, taken by Martin. Well, North Melbourne have got the job in front of them now. They trail 5-3 to 8-8. And goals have been pretty hard to come by here at Waverley. Buse is caught and well tackled by Longmire, but the umpire will call for a bounce. Andrew Buse, of course, captain of Geelong, and a great little player. Ruck contest, Burke, Steele, Burke gets it, kick rebounds, Bairstow, away to Ablett, he's lifted, chased by Martin, gets his kick away with strength, up to full forward, Brownless! Well done, Gary Ablett, just having a bit of a dip back there between centre and centre-half forward, but Brownless too big and hands very, very good.
Yes, and Gary Ablett just having a little word to the umpire there. He wasn't too happy with the treatment he received after he got rid of the ball. And the two class players on the Geelong forward line combining there.
And Brownless shoots for goal, and he looks pretty disappointed with that. And he's missed from only 25 metres out on a very slight angle. 4 goals the difference now in favour of Geelong.
Panic station's up for North, though.
Let's have a look at what happened when Ablett got rid of that ball there, and Michael Martin.
The boot.
Yes, a little bit of rough treatment.
Well, Ablett is answering in the best possible way. Spencer. Good kick, good lead.
Yes, very positive lead there from Trevor Spencer, playing at his third AFL club.
Having a pretty good game.
Very good game. He's played, what's he had? He's had 6 marks at centre-half forward. Whereas at the other end of the ground, Wayne Carey couldn't get a kick at centre-half forward, was very quiet.
So Spencer shooting for his second. Drop punt. It's going to go close. Or Brownless got up high at the back. Denham is there, but the whistle has sounded, and it's going to be a free kick to North.
It's free against Billy Brownless.
Fairley takes it. Kicks to the 50-metre line. Burke. And Geelong just starting to show its ascendancy now. Simpson. Bruns. 50 metres out. A little further, in fact. He waits for Brownless. Fairley keeping a close eye on him. He decides to go for distance. Into full forward. Spencer trying to do the work from behind. Brownless picks it up, but he's claimed. The ball is held and will have a bounce.
Well, this term, North Melbourne with a breeze, and they cannot get the ball across their centre line. Geelong with the ball in its forward line right throughout the term.
Denham trying to farm it out to anyone going past. Finds Bairstow, gets a short kick, picked up by Wills. He goes high, straight up and down. McDonald there with a fist. Pushed towards the goal line. Danger here again for North. It's rushed over the line by McRae.
Well, you wonder whether those two North Melbourne players are being wasted standing in the goal square in the attacking zone.
Here's another goal to Denham. Geelong starting to do it easily. Denham has booted 2. He kicked their first goal. Geelong are 9-9, North are 5-3.
As I was saying, Sandy, there's plenty of space in that North Melbourne forward line, but the two players, Carey and McCarthy, two classy players, are being wasted because the ball's not getting down there. As we see Denham kick his second goal, playing only his second match for the season, Sean Denham, and a very handy rover, a Victorian player in the past, and adding something to this Geelong side.
So all of a sudden the gap has widened to 30 points in Geelong's favour, and we've already said that North have the breeze at their back in this third term. Dominance of Burke at the centre bounces certainly given Geelong some momentum. There's Carey down at full forward, and McCarthy. McDonald high, but Burke gets the tap out. Taken away by German. Left foot kick by that player to centre half forward. Ball bouncing. McCarthy gives the handball away. Longmire must kick it. Must kick it. And does. So halfway through the third quarter, John Longmire kicks his first goal. North Melbourne get their 6th, and the difference is back to 24 points.
Friday the 30th of August is Red Nose Day. Buy your Red Nose at any participating BP service station and help the National Sudden Infant Death Syndrome Council fight cot death.
It's Barnacle Bills. We're cooking cholesterol free. Now it tastes even better, and it's better for you.
Come on over to Barnacle Bills and catch that great fresh seafood taste, all cooked in cholesterol-free oil. Barnacle Bills. Eat in or take away.
Only.
Tuesday. I like you.
Roger David. Looking good.
Every item guaranteed fully imported at the giant ski wear liquidation sale at less than wholesale prices. Ski gloves 100% waterproof $10. Ontron from $10. Gore-Tex from $25. Children's parkas from $20. Ladies parkas from $20. Men's parkas from $35. Italian racing pants from $55. Two-piece ski suits 100% waterproof from $49. Latest fashions, latest styles at less than wholesale prices at the giant ski wear liquidation sale. Hurry!
You know, my dad used to say to me, if you've got to go somewhere, go first class. And this new Fairlane gear is proper luxury.
What a day. Close the windows, switch on the stereo, and the whole world seems miles away.
I wouldn't drive anything with a V8. Ford V8, of course. I've always said it's not a luxury, it's a necessity.
I've driven a lot of Fairlanes, but this one has got to be the best. What's got kids queuing in toy stores?
It's been phenomenal for the toy industry.
What's got parents spending big money?
It's brought a lot of people back into our stores.
Sega or Nintendo?
Companies are locked in battle for the hearts and minds of the children of Australia.
The Game Wars, a 7 Nightly News special report Monday.
Well, Doc Elliott's prank land him in trouble.
Lucy. Dr. Elliott.
And a little girl lost could turn into a tragedy. A country practice Monday.
39 plays 63, 24 points. The margin. Burke wins it. Simpson ferrets it out the back door. Waverley to Buse, who kicks to half forward. He wants Hocking, who hasn't had a major influence on this game. Allison could have almost been held. Past Denham to Romero. Jose's on half back. Kicks towards centre wing. Hammered defensively, but very well over the line. Kenny Hinkley, a boy from Camperdown. Stint at Fitzroy, wasn't happy, didn't like the big smoke. Has gone to the medium-sized smoke at Geelong. But is very happy. Burke. Oh, you've just about get pinged there, Berkey. No, Denham. Away he scoots. They've got plenty of rovers down at Geelong. Robert Scott in the twos. Down to Brownless. Almost interfered with. Umpire says play on. Back towards the centre it goes. McRae up with one hand. German. Shrugs the tackle eventually. Kicks to half forward. And the mark is taken by Longmire. And North are going to have to get a real wriggle on. They'd want a big lead at three-quarter time with Geelong having this wind in the last quarter. Hinkley puts his body over the ball. Rogers tries to farm it away. Here's an opportunity, that kick going right across the face of goal, however, from Paul Spargo. Out of bounds on the foot. And Spargo kicked a goal earlier in the quarter. Wayne Schimmelbusch and John Dugdale doggedly looking on. Try saying that after a few. Did I get out of stride?
John Dugdale. Larkin gets the hand pass away. It's in left half forward pocket area for North Melbourne. And Johnny McCarthy appealing for a free kick there. But the umpire having nothing of that. So the boundary umpire being asked to throw it in. Stoneham, Longmire. Well done, Johnny Longmire. Ball comes to Buse. Buse has a look upfield, hooks it around his body. Mark taken by Bairstow. Quickly sizes it up, gets the kick away. Burke falls over. Critical. Chance for McDonald. Keeps his footing well, Donald McDonald. The left foot towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Brilliantly picked up by German. Hinkley's there. Larkin taps it on. Spargo falls over. And again, just a critical fumble or stumble, really. And a great tackle by Hinkley.
They beat two of them, Hinkley.
Yeah, it's just a slip there that was critical, wasn't it, Robbo, as you called? Spargo looked as if he could have been away and running into an open goal face if he had been able to keep his feet. But unfortunately for him and North Melbourne, he just slipped at the vital time.
Hinkley's kick towards half-back. Mark is taken by Couch. A little late on the scene was Donald McDonald, but Couch safely kicks it towards the wing. No mark taken there. Running onto it beautifully is Simpson. Handballs to his own advantage and gets it again. And forced to kick quickly with the left. It finishes in the arms of Romero. No one to kick to, so he bombs away. No mark taken by McRae. Running onto it was Carey. Rogers there to tidy up for Geelong. Bruns handballs into the back of Lamb. Lamb recovers. Left foot kick by that player to half forward. Wide. Out there is Wills. He leaves it for the more experienced Gary Hocking. Hocking's kick over his left shoulder into the boggy forward pocket there. And the kick off the ground by Wills. Was it on the full? Yes, it was. The free kick will go to North Melbourne to be taken back there by Fetty.
Too indirect there from Gary Hocking. He had Billy Brownless on a wide open forward line and went close to the boundary line.
And a good effort by Staritsky at half-back. He takes the mark at the second try. Justin Staritsky, who was a regular member of the North Melbourne side up until a couple of weeks ago, but just finding it a little difficult. The big punch goes back and Burke is there. Hooks the kick across his shoulder. Mark, no, certainly a free kick. Larkin, and it's against Lamb. two ex-St Kilda players, Sean Simpson and Jamie Lamb, finishing up at Geelong after a brief stint back in their old town of Ballarat. Geelong just messing around a little bit at half-back. Stephen Hocking, little left foot kick in towards the centre, and the mark is taken by Sean Simpson, who has been a very, very good player for Geelong for the whole of this season. Handball away, Gary Hocking gets around McRae. Very, very confident now, Gary Hocking. Grown in stature now as a player. The kick to half forward, and it's a free kick to be taken by Gary Ablett against Michael Martin. And Michael Martin not happy.
Well, at least when he puts himself in front, Gary Ablett, against Martin, he has every opportunity of getting the free kick.
And he kicks it nicely into the pocket. The lead by Brownless. The pass was good. And bustling Billy has it about 35 metres out on a difficult angle. Well, there we have a very good shot at what is confronting Billy Brownless. You get the distance, I think. Drop punt kick. Goes across the face. Helped a little bit by the breeze. And it's through for his fourth behind. He's kicked 2-4. And Geelong have kicked 9-10. They lead by 25 points.
Allison brings it back into play. Danger, though, because Couch is at the bottom. Line ball, that one.
Yes, and Paul Couch saying it was held in by Peter German, which it was. German just put his hand on top of it and tried to calm the umpire, I feel there, Sandy.
Yep. We've got just over 9 minutes remaining.
Couch has been a good player, Sandy. 22 possessions.
Back to his best. His Brownlow best. Larkin claim, gets it out to German. Can North mount something? To half forward, Stoneham through his hands. And the young players that Geelong have brought in showing great maturity. Lamb at the bottom.
Free kick to Stoneham.
And Lamb is one of those players.
Yes, I agree with you, Sandy. A lot of little things, aren't there, that the players have to do if a team's to win a game like this.
Schwass has interfered with Couch, and Paul Couch will take it on centre wing.
There's a little bit with Schwass there. Don't you think Couch may have been shepherding in the contest, Bernie?
Well, he was in front. I thought that... no, I thought the umpire paid the right decision, Robbo.
Denham.
That's deliberately. Surely that is deliberately out by Denham when he was tackled by Allison, who's been moved to the back line in this quarter.
You're not disagreeing with an umpiring decision, are you?
I'm sorry.
I believe it.
I'm sorry I didn't agree with you, Robbo.
I think those gloves he's wearing are having an effect on him. Throw in. Martin leaves it for German. A high kick into the space. Spargo got a bad bounce, then he copped a nice old bump from Neville Bruns. Hinckley can just paddle it along the ground. He's already gained 40. Oh, and he has an airing. But he's good enough to go back and farm out the hand pass to Lamb. That is great football. If he goals here, you can put it down for Hinckley. Lamb sets sail for home. And on the line!
Yes! When you first buy a home, you don't really own very much of it, do you? But if you have a Westpac home loan, you can own more of your home much sooner. You can reduce the term of your loan without increasing the amount of your repayments. You can even vary your loan at any time to suit your changing circumstances. Just talk to your Westpac branch about these and other ways you can own your home sooner.
You can bank on us.
The type of work we get from the big is usually a better type of customer, one that's not a time waster or a guy getting sort of 15 quotes who'll never know what he's been quoted on. I get fair income buyers out of the big.
G'day. Do you want to know where I go to enjoy my favourite dip? Old El Paso. Real authentic corn chips dipped into the thick and chunky salsa. Tastes awesome. Old El Paso. Olé.
When it's right, well, you know it. Look, we've all got egos.
And this week, a Just Jeans exclusive. Pure cotton polos, less than $30. The classic shirt, under $40. And of course, jeans, the choice is yours. All these for under $60. All this week at Just Jeans.
Just Jeans. The Nissan Maxima Sports Saloon.
has the maximum performance of a 3-litre V6, the maximum safety of ABS braking, and the maximum interior space in its class, including procedure. From $37,000, you'll find the Maxima has the maximum.
If you thought Anthony Hopkins was electrifying in Silence of the Lambs, wait till you see the sort of Barbara Taylor Bradford's masterpiece.
The woman I'm about to possess and the woman I will soon destroy.
Will a jealous cousin claw his way back into the Hart Empire?
I think we've been set up, Mrs. O'Neill.
He'll use affairs, deception and murder to set the trap.
You swallowed the bait.
The conclusion to Woman of Substance and Hold the Dream is here.
Oh, I've waited for this.
Coca-Cola presents Barbara Taylor Bradford's To Be the Best, Sunday on 7.
Tremendous goal, wasn't it, by Jamie Lamb, and it came only a couple of minutes after you'd mentioned that he's been a very good contributor since coming off the bench for the Cats early in the game. Free kick is being paid in the centre of the ground to Justin Storitsky. But North Melbourne, when we expected them to perhaps get to the lead in this third quarter, they trail miserably on the scoreboard, 6-3 to 10-10. And Storitsky will put them into their forward half. Nice long kick to centre half forward. Mark taken by Jose Ramiro. And one wonders whether he can kick the distance.
Will struggle, I think, Robbo, from about 55 metres, going for the pass.
And it's not bad. McDonald gets back, just can't quite get his hand to the ball. And it goes over for a boundary throw.
Well, disappointing this term for North Melbourne. They really should have come out and fired up. There's Ronnie Joseph, Keith Gregg, the former dual Brownlow medalist.
Ruck contest, ball gets knocked further away from the North Melbourne goal, and Bairstow has a bit of a look behind to see who the North Melbourne player was in that contest. Just stored in the memory bank for later on. Burke, McDonald. Well done, Donald McDonald. Spargo off the ground, helped along by Stephen Hocking, and it's through for a behind to North Melbourne. North Melbourne, they were 4-3 at the start of the third quarter. They're now 6-4 as Curly Austin and Trevor Keogh, I think that is, standing with Rod Austin, would have played most of their 200 games that they played for Carlton together in the same team, I would say, alongside each other.
They former teammates of yours, Ian?
Stalwarts, but, well, one was a best and fairest player, and the other one was a player who kept Peter Hudson goalless on one occasion, Rod Austin. Did a little bit of football trivia a la I. Robertson. Damien Burke.
Didn't answer his question. No, were they teammates of yours?
Oh, very briefly. I didn't play 200, Bernie, but anyway, never mind. The ball in the centre. Chance now for Ramiro. Pushing it for the further forward was Spencer. Now Gary Hocking to the other Gary, this time Ablett. The kick to centre half forward. Over the back of Wills, being held by Crocker. No, play on. Away goes Scholl. Geelong fans not happy. Ramiro over the top to Storitsky, and North Melbourne out of trouble.
Good umpiring, man. He played for that free kick, Sandy.
To Larkin, who gets it a greater rock. North have it going forward, but only as far as Stoneham. He can't complete the mark. Longmire can't strike the tackle. Almost held it a little too long. German picks it up, snaps round his body. It's almost in the square. Oh, lack of talking by Geelong. Poole in dreadful trouble. He was in two minds. And eventually Stoneham comes in to try and tidy up.
Well, Poole left it for Lamb, and Lamb left it for Poole.
With nearly a critical error, wasn't it?
It was. Fortunately, Stoneham, who's had a good day at centre half back, was able to come in and clean up.
In the square for North. Burke goes bang to Bairstow. Simpson, front spot. Scholl hassling and niggling, and eventually forcing it over the line.
Good contest, that one, on this near side centre wing. They've been up against each other for most of the day.
And that picture tells a lot, sadly, for North fans. They may have to wait until next Sunday afternoon in Adelaide for their fate. Who knows? It will just depend on other clubs' performances.
I'm just going to say that Simpson has had 11 kicks and 3 hand passes, and Craig Scholl 12 kicks and 2 hand passes. You couldn't get much closer to a line ball there, could you, statistically?
No, 30 points the margin. Just over 4 minutes remaining. There's an extraordinary leap by Donald.
Well, that's what he's going to strive to do now because of the height advantage.
Burke's kick into the breeze. He wants Ablett, but Martin makes sure he doesn't get anywhere near the football. And Crocker takes the mark. Darren Crocker from centre wing to half forward. Well, there was only one player flew for that, and that was Lamb. No one tried to spoil. Buse is loose. North a little rattled at the moment, one fears. Andrew Buse, a wry smile, saying, well, where will I go? Eventually, he decides on Spencer, and it's not a bad move, but he may have hurt himself. Could have had his foot trodden on. Gives it off quickly to Lamb. Back to Buse, who puts Geelong inside 50, but only as far as Storitsky, who gives it back to Allison. He's got Larkin loose on the outer side. Matty Larkin goes across the centre short and finds Schwass. Wayne Schwass inside 50 now, and Paul Spargo booted a goal in the third quarter and has a chance for another. Coming in for only his fifth kick, and North need one badly. It's high from the 50-metre line, but it's away to the right and one behind.
They really haven't had anyone to kick, well, a number of goals, have they? All singles. Spargo, Rock, Roberts, McDonald, German and Longmire.
Well, Spencer going off the ground after that incident where he's trodden on.
The kick in has been marked by Stoneham outside 50 metres. Kicks it towards centre wing. Ablett in front of Martin. Well done, Michael Martin. His team is looking down the barrel, but he hasn't given up. And he has a very, very good constitution, that player. Up over the top, Ablett gets the tap down. Denham takes the ball away. Kicks it to half forward. What a wonderful grab by Neal. Away to Bairstow. Bairstow's kick towards centre half forward. Marking contest, Allison nearly had it. Hockey, handball away, into an open goal goes Darcy, and put down your glasses.
Today's game is part of the Carlton and United Breweries 1991 AFL Premiership season.
Geelong by 32 points and North looking very shaky now. Brownless kicked 3 goals, Ablett and Denham kicked 2 each for the Cats, and for North Melbourne, Spargo kicked 2 and Longmire kicked just 1, so it looks as though for the second year in a row his chances of kicking 100 have gone out the window. Crowd of 26,500 at VFL Park for that game. Still coming up in AFL Today, we go to Victoria Park for the game between Collingwood and Richmond after a short break.
You can do it with the Q-Uns, 'cause we've got a million things.
A Makita 235mm circular saw is now just $239, save $26. Makita's power planer is stripped to $159, save $20. Makita's 8mm router is only $199, save $46. And a 100mm angle grinder is only $99, save $20. McEwen's super money savers. You can't buy them for less anywhere.
You can do it with the Q-Uns, 'cause we've got a million things.
With 3 new narrow cab models, we've now got canters to accommodate everyone.
Friday the 30th of August is Red Nose Day. Buy your Red Nose at any participating BP service station and help the National Sudden Infant Death Syndrome Council fight cot death.
But their premiums are already too low. This is incredible. Who are these people?
It's GIO Australia, sir.
I know that, but now they're giving discounts just because your home and contents are on the one insurance policy.
I thought it was rather a good idea.
What? Plus a new for old option on both home and contents?
And discounts if you're over 55 and retired.
What are we going to do about it?
Well, you could retire, sir.
Phone GIO Australia for a better deal on your home and contents insurance.
Patties, you're the Papa pie we all adore. Papa patties, Papa patties, we'll be waiting by the pantry door.
And remember, patties are available in the dairy case of your supermarket or good food shops.
Papa patties, Papa patties are the Papa pie we idolize.
Come on, dinner, come on.
No matter what the dogs are doing, when it's time for their dinner, time for their pal, they soon come running.
Martin Hewitt, breeder of champion Basset Hounds, tells why his dogs prefer Pal.
The reason they like Pal so much is the meatiness in it. It's the solid nourishment which keeps them fit and active. It's got lots of solid chunks in it, and we enjoy giving it to them because we know it's got vitamins and marrowbone. Well, the dogs eat it with a great deal of gusto. You just can't beat Pal. It's as simple as that.
Top breeders recommend Pal.
He's back. And to prove it, he's bringing with him a few old mates like Martin Sheen, Priscilla Presley and Burt Reynolds. What a week it's going to be on Tonight Live.
Would Ryan take advantage of Lou at her most vulnerable moments?
Bliss. He always knew how to pamper a girl.
And is David's killer going to get off scot-free?
It happened so fast. What do you want, a 2,000-word essay or something?
Well, Karen Dean says you were driving. I'd like to hear your version.
I told you, I can't remember. Home and Away, Monday on 7.
Hope you're enjoying the footy replay on this cold winter's night. Bowl of soup wouldn't go astray, would it? Well, the World Track and Field Championships are on in Tokyo, and Seven Sport covering the events exclusively as a warm-up to next year's Barcelona Olympic Games. Bruce McAvaney is in Tokyo for the Worlds, and tomorrow morning the women's marathon is on. And the hot favourite for the event has got to be Rosa Mota, the world and Olympic champion from Portugal. Bruce, I suppose, well, she has to be the hot favourite.
Yes, Drew, you're right. Rosa Mota is the favourite for tomorrow's marathon, and why not? She's won 3 European titles, is the current Olympic and world champion, and the last time the World Championships were on, she won by a record margin, more than 7 minutes. But this year, she's had a major operation, not quite in peak form. It's going to be a tough event for her. There's going to be some great highlights tonight, including the rounds of the 100 metres for men, 2 of the superstars, Leroy Burrell, the world record holder, and Carl Lewis in action there, as well as Kerry Saxby in the 10-kilometre walk. And don't forget, looking ahead on Sunday night, maybe the highlight of the World Championships, the final of the men's 100 metres. So highlights tonight, tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, the women's marathon live, and then the 100 metres on Sunday night.
Fancy Bruce in the short sleeve shirt. Well, let's get back to the cold winter of Melbourne and the game at Victoria Park today between Collingwood and Richmond. The Pies still a chance of making the finals and giving themselves a chance of defending their premiership that they won last year. But they had to bear in mind that Richmond beat them by 10 goals the first time they met this season at the MCG. Well, we're going to pick up the action and take a look at some highlights from the first half. It started off sunny, then we nearly had snow. It finished sunny. But firstly, highlights of the first half, and with me in commentary, Dennis Cometti. Tough matchups around the ground. Lee's on Brown, the 2 number 26s. You'd have to favour Collingwood there. Mullane on Walker. Here's Hogg, a snap for goal. High and straight.
Turner comes down towards half forward. Where's Hogg? He's the danger man. Spiral punt. Monkhurst is dropping back. It may clear the pack and bounce through. It has.
Oh, Manson, 3 marks, 3 possessions. Gets it wide to Brown. Free kick to Dacos. Nothing doing. Peter Dacos! Magic by Dacos. His first kick.
Towards the wing and kicking towards half forward. Gale's in front. Fisted away by Monkhurst. Taken on the outer side brilliantly by Turner. Great evasion towards half forward. Walker reaches over the top. Mullane's got it. Goes out wide to Williams. A question of accuracy. He measures it. He kicks, and he kicks truly.
But can't kick. Again, he doesn't trust himself, but this time it comes off. Lehman kicks the goal. Kick in by Free. Looking for Pickering. Right the spoil. Mitchell with the pace. He's in trouble, loses it to Williams, who breaks a tackle and kicks his second.
Too far out to score, goes looking for Dacos. Free. Oh, clever man.
Have you ever heard a roar like it?
He plays on and kicks a goal.
And that as well.
John Russo puts it down on the wing. Cloak, almost clean possession, then lost it. Mullane towards half forward. Keys winning back in the race. Dacos comes up to meet it. Hand passes to his own advantage. Could have been held without it. Nothing doing. Williams, centering kick. Morwood
And Morwood from 25 metres out chips a goal. Put it out to Waitman, who squares it. Now an opportunity on the outer side. This is Walker. Needs support. Didn't have it. Gives it to Lehman. 45 metres out. Kicks towards goal. That's a beauty.
He centres for Hogg. Out number 2 to 1. Can't take the mark. Lambert a good spin. Left foot snap. Grabbed by Waitman. Waitman snaps a goal. Richmond had first use of the breeze and led by 5 points at quarter time. Collingwood inaccurate in the second quarter, and their lead could have been more than the 21 points that it was at half time. So we're going to pick up the play in the third quarter. If you thought a couple of things Dacos did there to half time were good, wait till you see this. The opening bounce of the second half. Umpire James Van Beek gets us underway. Cloak wins the tap in the middle. Straight away the whistle's gone. And we'll have a free kick to David Cloak. Plus a 50-metre penalty. So David Cloak from right in front. He'll be kicking from inside the 50. Breeze at his back. Should get home easily. Oh, what a terrible kick. In front, Kelly can't take the mark. Shaw goes backwards with the hand pass. Well, that was a comedy of errors, but I don't think either coaches would be laughing. Cloak didn't get the distance. In fact, was about 15 metres short. McEwen kicks in. High into the breeze, it holds up. Kelly, over the back, he takes the mark. Now, earlier in the game, he was in front and the man behind was paid. So if there was any doubt about that, it certainly evened that up. Kelly, not a great kick around the side of his body, and Waitman dived in to take the mark. The Tigers with a big quarter here could make Collingwood really sweat. Bryan goes over the top. Powell, well, funny-looking hand pass, came up to himself. Bannock off the half-back line. Long kick. Hogg wide. Or did he hold it?
He's paid it. Doesn't answer your question.
No. Now, Jeff Hogg, he kicked 3 in the first half. He'll be kicking from about the 50-metre line, and the breeze across him from there. So it'll be a good effort if he can kick this one. But he is a beautiful kick. He's kicked 62 goals for the year. Oh, look at that. Perfection.
That's a terrific kick from there, Drew. Across the breeze. Wrong pocket for a right footer. And he judged it, as you said, to perfection, just aiming wide at that left-hand goalpost and the ball just drifting on the breeze and splitting the middle. That really was a quality goal and something Richmond needed to start this third term. Jeff Hogg, an exciting forward without question. So we're back in the middle, just the start the Tigers needed, and they trail by 14 points. One down by Cloak directly to Shaw, though, who kicks towards half forward. Walker shielding the ball. Keys going back, running it out towards the boundary. Knocks it hard. Still he goes. Slides over eventually. Pickering out of the back pocket. Russell comes back and takes the mark on his chest. Squares it to Shaw. Shaw and Waitman. Plenty of experience there. Tony Shaw assessing the situation downfield, puts it in the air, intended for Manson. Up he goes, but in front, Cloak took a very good mark and paid for it. Across the ground he goes. This is Ryan, draws a man, pops it over the top, and Pickering. He's away around the outer side, intended for Mitchell out there, who's made a remarkable recovery. Hand pass from Knights is good. Mitchell's away with pace, pulls it back. Intended for the man at centre-half forward, Truella. It's going to be a free kick to Mitchell. In the act of kicking, he was taken high, so it's not a relayed free kick. The Tigers want it relayed, and they think it is, but it's not. It's going back, and will be taken on the outer side by Mitchell. Goes over the top to Ryan. Ryan from 45 metres out. Kicks to the square, but Monkhurst is in the road.
What a poor kick that was. Nash being dragged back a couple of metres on the mark. as Damien Monkhorst will kick in. Not too sure which way to go. Collingwood into the breeze this quarter. Kelly is the target. Truella the punch from behind. Truella in after it again. And the ball just out of bounds. It was a rugby try. Turner and Monkhorst. Turner was out of that contest pretty early. Waitman, no whistle. Francis paddles. Brown a bit quiet. He goes with a hand pass to Shaw. The skipper caught a bit slow. Grabbed by Turner. He's bowled over when he didn't have it. Richmond fans calling for a free kick. Lee's in there, and umpire Russo will ball it up. A couple of chances of a whistle, but nothing doing.
Great desperation by Gavin Brown, diving on top of that ball. So a bounce about 40 metres out from goal. Monkhorst, who's been a valuable player, goes up in front. Almost sharked by Lambert at close quarters, tries to get it to Turner. It comes back to Lambert from 35 metres out. He's kicked another one. So the Tigers get their second in the term, and it's only a few minutes old. 9-4 plays 9-12. Lambert surprised Turner with the initial hand pass. It ricocheted off the tall forward. It came back to Lambert, who snapped, and on the breeze it drifted through. So a fairy tale beginning to the third term as far as the Tigers are concerned.
Two brilliant goals by the Tigers. A snap by Lambert, a beauty, and a set shot by Jeff Hogg. Monkhorst up early, but Cloak wins it for the Tigers. Comes back towards the centre circle. Brown pulled off his kick. It's not coming clear of there in a hurry. Lambert in after it. Great stuff. Umpire will ball it up. If you play like that, you'd need them, Sleeves, wouldn't you? You had no skin on your elbows. "15 possessions for Craig Lambert. The bounce in the middle. Cloak rides over the top. Comes to Brown. Kick covers no distance. Lehman took one round the air, but he stays after it. He's taken it backwards. Gets the hand pass to Kelly. And the South Australians combine. Craig Kelly, short pass. He's given it away. Oh, Knights couldn't drag in the mark. Taken by Francis. Good shepherd. It might have been a high shepherd, actually, by Russell. Francis up towards the 50-metre line. Manson with one hand, no. Mullane, hand pass blocked by Cloak. Off the ground by Goodwin. Back towards centre wing. Gaffer leads the race for the ball. Mick Gaffer's collared by Turner. Play on, says the umpire. And the ball out of play for throw-in.
Well, the tempo is certainly picking up in the last couple of minutes. They're playing for keeps now. Of course, the Tigers looking to fashion the shape of the final six. They'd love to upset the reigning premiers at Victoria Park. It comes down again to Lambert. Very busy. Feeds Knights forward of the wing. Has a bounce. He runs to left half forward. Still he goes, Knights. Kicks towards the kickoff line. Hogg. What a good kick. What a strong mark. He is one of the premier full forwards in the competition. He's lining up for his fifth. Monkhorst is off the ground. Starcevic is on. But all eyes on Jeff Hogg directly in front. If he kicks a goal here, it'll pull the margin back to 2 points. Goal number 5 for Hogg. So the Tigers really sparking in the early minutes of this third term. It's 10-4 to 9-12.
What makes the Mag a real winner is that it's a totally integrated engineering package that works well, looks good, is relaxing to drive, and is sensibly priced. You can't ask for more. The car has all the inherent style, the dynamic sophistication, and the package size commands the success it so richly deserves.
Make tracks into your nearest gas and fuel showroom. It's the gas winter clearance, and prices have taken a tumble.
Why are more taxpayers going to H&R Block?
Most of my clients come back year after year.
they know I'll find every rebate and deduction they're entitled to.
With self-assessment, you can't afford to make a mistake. H&R Block know all the changes. They look after all the details and their work's guaranteed.
Their fees are reasonable. And they're tax deductible too.
Come on in and see H&R Block. We're here to help you save on tax.
Australians have always known there's nothing tougher than hard yakka. Hard yakka.
The down-to-earth people are very proud of this. It's the first non-caustic trigger pack oven cleaner in Australia. Non-caustic, so you don't need gloves or a mask. And it works because of their patented formula based on natural ingredients. Good work, keep it up.
You can't run a business without the right tools, and the most important tool a tradesman can have is a mobile phone. Oh, that'll be the office. Telecom MobileNet, Australia's own.
Tonight, Chuck Norris as Eddie Cusack, a good cop having a bad day. Code of Silence, 8:30 tonight, only on 7.
Legendary Cliff Young and Yanis Kouros lead a team of marathon men into battle against the stars. And Demis Roussos, look out.
The Golden Greek wants to record some of his own songs. Will you sing one for us later, Yanis?
Then Cookie lobs in to spin the big wheel.
But who can I trust?
Can he outplay Greg Matthews and cat juggler Marty Coffey? Find out tonight from 7:30 on 7.
Richmond have kicked the only 3 goals of the third quarter, and they're within a kick. Cloak wins in the middle. Browns had no space all day. Francis, his kick up towards half forward. Mullane getting back there. Takes it away from the youngster playing just his third game. Mullane bangs for goal but misses.
Dear.
Well, Robert Walker should have paid for that.
His key is to bring it in. Members side. Brown fisting away from behind, but it runs directly to Powell inside the centre square. High kick down towards half forward. Kerrison with strength. Very good mark opposed to Naish. Deep in his own defensive area, Shane Kerrison. Taking plenty of time, as the Magpies can do, working up into this breeze, but a poor kick. Gave it away. Michael Pickering has it. Is it left half forward? Hogg wants it long. He tries to oblige. Hogg won't come to the contest. Knocked forward by Gafer. Quick hands by Naish to Lambert. Just off target. (10-5 to 9-13). 8 minutes of actual playing time has elapsed in this term, so they've erased the deficit pretty quickly. I suppose you've got to say now they trail by those 8 minutes. What they do in the next 17, vital. McEwen kicks in. From behind, the leaper there was Gale, got a fist on it. This is Lehman, who took it from Brown. Kicks towards the wing, and Manson.
Manson's had a big day for the Pies. 9 marks. Coming up for his 11th possession to Francis, but every time Manson gets it, you have your heart in your mouth. Lees dives but can't take the mark. Waitman in at the foot of the pack and forces the ball up. Well played by the Tigers skipper. Look at those guys in there, Shaw and Waitman. They've had a bit of fun today. They've sort of been the preliminary to Cloak and Manson. And they've tossed a few coins in the ring for Waitman and Shaw. Francis, hurried right footer straight across the ground. Williams keeps it in, taps back over his head. Lehman. Good kick by Lehman into the breeze. Dacos stays down at the back. Knocked away by Keys. Here's the Magician near the boundary line. 30 metres out, Peter Dacos. 3 kicks, 3 goals!
come any better than that. That is one of the goals of the season. He kicked a similar one at Carrara a couple of weeks ago, but he was closer in. That time upended on the boundary. That is a miracle goal by Peter Dacos. You can't teach that. That was instinctive. And it came at a time when Collingwood needed the goal. 3 goals, and that certainly will vie for goal of the year. Back in the middle, Manson wins it down. Ryan couldn't control it. Francisca pushed off it initially, finds it again, boots it out wide. Williams, who's been a very handy forward, goes up in front and claims the mark. He was the man that made something out of nothing, that got the ball down the ground so that Dacos could kick that last goal. This is Walker. 10-13 Collingwood, 10-5 Richmond. Walker squares the ball towards the outer side. Set Ryan a task. Back he goes, close to the boundary line. Well played, goes over the top, intended for Mitchell. Wright sensing the danger. Alertly across, knocks it out of bounds. Just over 15 minutes remaining till three-quarter time. And the ground's still buzzing after that goal by Dacos.
Well, I'm still thinking about it myself. Free kick, Waitman. If you saw it for the first time, you'd say, oh, fluke. But once you've seen it 70 times, there's no fluke about it. Mark to Gaffer. I think anything that happens in this game after Dacos' goal will be almost an anti-climax. Gaffer to half forward. Manson again. 10th mark. Plays on quickly. Goes inside 50. He's gone. Once again, I had my heart in my mouth. And all Collingwood supporters. Waitman got away a hand pass to Naish. Naish pops it up high for Lambert, who's had a good third quarter. He tries to tap on away from Kerrison. Mitchell taps back to Lambert. Lambert pulled off his hand pass. It comes to Jamie Turner. Turner's kick up towards half forward. Cloak getting across there. Cruising the half back line. Might be his second last game of footy, David Cloak. Well done, but he ran it out of play. And it'll come back for the throw-in.
Like a runaway loco going out there, though, David Cloak. Throw in on the outer side, left half forward for the Magpies. Starcevic battling with Cloak. It falls forward. Williams, we've liked his game. Francis, who's been outstanding. Still he goes, Francis. Left it behind. Naish has picked up the tempo since midway through the second term. Down towards Mitchell. Fisted away by Wright.
He's gone again.
Mitchell is hurt again. Now, I'm not sure that's the same leg. But he's in pain. Boundary throw in.
Needs a trade-in.
Brown gets it to Shaw, to Gaffer, across half back. Plenty of feeling in this game towards midfield. Fickle bounce there for Mullane. Taken by Turner. Dragged off it. Walker was in there too. It comes across to Russell. Russell goes wide, intended for Dacos. Dacos, what can he fashion this time? This should be easy. Outside of the boot. Another one.
Goodwin and Manson having a go.
But Dacos has frustrated this Richmond side. Another terrific goal. So alert, so quick. And the finish so good. Ill-tempered affair now after that Dacos goal. Collingwood getting valuable goals into the breeze.
Back in the centre. And Collingwood, through 2 freak goals by Dacos, once again have the advantage. Holding the ball, yes. Against Waitman, good tackle by Morwood. Stretch is coming out this time for Michael Mitchell. We thought it was coming out a quarter ago. He made a miraculous recovery and came on after half-time. Well, he's done it again, and players being held up here at Victoria Park for Michael Mitchell. Well, he's outside the boundary line on the far side. We might go and have a cup of coffee here. This could take a long time to get him this side.
I'm just trying to think, Drew, is that the same leg? Thinking back to the second quarter. I'm not sure that it is. It certainly looked as though he would take no further part in the game in that second term. He took a mark, he went to play on, took a stride, and simply stopped, dropped the ball and fell to the ground in agony, and then has reappeared after half-time.
Well, after the last one, maybe they think, well, he'll reappear again, so they'll take him through the interchange gate. Because really, he was outside the play. They should be taking around the boundary line, shouldn't he? And I suppose if it's a snapped Achilles or something, they've got to get him off quickly.
Shortest distance between 2 points, but that appeared to be a knock on the knee, that right knee for Michael Mitchell. So he's been in the wars today, and still some skirmishes. They're showing no respect. Well, the stretcher goes off, and you think that in its way could be a deterrent. They're fighting. Russell and Powell. There's Mitchell. Plenty to see at Victoria Park. That's not a sight we like to see.
And Wayne Campbell comes on for his first run for the Tigers. Morwood has it after winning the free kick for the tackle on Waitman. He's back in the centre square. Jane Morwood centres the ball to Starcevic. Half a game on the bench, Craig Starcevic. Straight up the ground. Chipping across is Pickering to take the mark. Looks as though we might get some rain in this game. So if Richmond can rush on a few goals with the breeze and lead, and then Collingwood's last quarter with the wind is in the wet, who knows? Francis, left footer is great. Bit too wild. Manson did well. Krasiska offering good run. From the boundary line, he's kicked out on the full.
He's getting a free kick, actually, Gavin Krasiska. Against Goodwin, who arrived late. Awkward kick this one for Krasiska in the left full forward pocket. I hope he wasn't asking Manson for instruction.
Hope Goodwin's not catching the train at Victoria Park Station.
Gavin Krasiska right on the boundary in the left full forward pocket. 11-13, 10-5. Peter Dacos kicking 2 goals so far in this term for the Magpies. Krasiska centres, reading it well. Waitman gets back. And now 50 against Francis, and it's on again. Just briefly. Nothing much to that. Free simply coming across and flying the flag. There's Waitman up near the middle to Lambert. Plenty in the game now. Lambert, probing kick intended for Hogg. Going back with great courage is Kelly. Takes the mark, plays on. That's ambitious. Across the goal face, it bounces just inside the field of play and runs away from Lehman. So we've got a throw in. Just over 11.5 minutes till three-quarter time. And the Tigers coming back strongly to start the term. And Collingwood steadying. One miraculous goal kicked by Peter Dacos to start their string of goals. Starcevic bleeding from the nose. Throw in just outside the attacking 50 for Richmond, who could do with a goal. Could have almost been a free kick to Turner. Down goes Waitman. Drag the ball back in. The umpire decides that time it'll be a ball up.
Dale Waitman with 17 possessions. You have to take a few knocks to get the ball as a rover in league footy. He's taken a few and given a few in his career and today. Turner over the top. Comes down to Campbell holding the ball. First touch for the game and he's penalised. It's got to come back. Thought it might have been advantage there for Collingwood. Francis bouncing the ball, but it's coming back to Graham Wright. Kicked by Wright just over centre wing. Cloak's given a top display. In goes Brown. It has been well held by Brian Lees. No mean feat by the Richmond player. We'll have a ball up centre wing. Umpire James Van Beek. We've got just over 10 minutes to go to three-quarter time. That's 10 minutes of wind-assisted time for the Tigers, and at the moment they trail by 14 points.
You can't fault the application of the Tigers. They've tried very hard so far this afternoon. A lot of endeavour. You get the feeling Collingwood have got the wood on them in terms of the skills. There's the throw-in. Down goes Starcevic. And Cloak is penalised. Starcevic squares the ball and finds Turner. Just backward of the wing. Jamie Turner told to play on. Backed himself, gets it to Wright, who decides to go for a run. Wright running down towards half forward, centres the ball towards centre half forward. Mullane, big mark over the top, feeds Russell, sold him into trouble. It comes to Krasiska, pulls it back across his body. Good looking kick. Goal. And once more, these tempers spill over.
would seem now that every goal is going to be greeted with an all-in stoush.
The first person to save for a rainy day was smart enough to take 2 of everything. So if you're saving right now, why not take 2 as well? An extra 2% per annum with the bonus saver account from Westpac. No other bank gives you a bonus 2% interest when you're saving for a rainy day.
You can do it with the Q-Ins, 'cause we've got a million things.
Sitchrome 16-piece half-inch drive AFN metric socket set, only $59.95, save $21. Sitchrome's 37-piece AFN metric socket set, a crazy $129, save $40. And Sitchrome's 43-piece combination AF metric tool set, only $199, a huge $50 saving. The Q-Ins Super Money Savers, you can't buy them for less anywhere.
You can do it with the Q-Ins, 'cause we've got a million things.
Friday the 30th of August is Red Nose Day. Buy your Red Nose at any participating BP service station and help the National Sudden Infant Death Syndrome Council fight cot death.
Never before did a road tyre owe so much to a race tyre. Directional Ducaro from Goodwood.
Ladies and gentlemen, Coles Supermarkets has introduced a new low price policy that has seen over 5,000 items reduced across the store. It is a genuine commitment to lower prices, and it's here to stay. In Victoria, we're going even further, reducing another 1,000 prices in every store across the state. However, we are dropping our prices, not our standards. We will prove that quality really does cost no more at Coles. This is no one-week wonder. Coles' new low price policy is a long-term commitment. Our prices are down, and they're down for good. Thank you.
On Hinch Monday night, an amazing story of surrogacy.
We are lucky enough to be having twin grandchildren.
Her daughter cannot have children, so she's carrying her own twin grandchildren. And also the frightening story of a little girl robbed of $50 at gunpoint. Monday night on Hinch.
Channel 7 brings you a special look at life.
Down city streets.
An eye-opening journey down city streets. Tonight on 7.
Richmond kicked the first 3 goals of the term with the breeze to get within a couple of points, but Collingwood have kicked the last 3. Looks pretty safe for the Pies now. Kelly went through with courage. Oh, Powell buried there, and will take a free kick, Tim Powell.
Not much doubt about that. Francisco wasn't happy, though.
Moved off the back line in the first half when he'd given away a couple of goals. Here's Nation front, knocked away by Wright. Comes to Lehman. Cool customer. To Francis. Tony Francis, one of the reasons that Collingwood won the flag last year in his first year in the competition. Williams couldn't take the mark. Cloak backs into Morwood. Taken by Knights. Fires out the hand pass. Ryan. Short pass. Oh, don't like the chances here for Lees. He's lost it. Gafer. Waitman. Oh, he turned the wrong way straight into Shaw. Put a high tackle, says the umpire. Free kick, Waitman.
Dale Waitman down towards right half forward into space. Powell on the lead, takes the mark just outside the attacking 50. And a few spits of rain drift across Victoria Park. Powell in the gathering gloom will kick from about 60 metres out. Not quite the carry. Big pack into the air, off hands, minus score. Tim Powell.
I think he used to be a forward at Assumption College.
Battled pretty hard today. 12-13, 10-6. So the margin 19 points. Collingwood will finish on the breeze. Less than 8 minutes remaining in this third term. McEwen to bring it in. Breeze could be freshening slightly. That ball holds up. Over the top, Cloak. Shepherding is the call. And it's going to be a Collingwood free, is it? To Krasiska. Yes. So Krasiska from right half back. Kicks towards the wing. Keys comes up, misses it. And it's going to be a free kick this time to Morwood off the ball as he ran into approach, contesting the mark. He was pushed in the back or held. Morwood's kick towards half forward. Cloak puts a fist on it. Naish going nowhere, picked up by Wright, hurried kick towards centre half forward.
Knights gets back there, and free leaves Dacos to come up to the 50-metre line. Free bumped out of it, comes to Francis. Now Dacos. Oh, he's given it straight away to Naish. Naish the hand pass in a hurry. Away he goes to Campbell. High ball to half forward, and Gaffer takes the mark for Collingwood. Mick Gaffer across the ground to Starcevic. Powell closing the gap. Collingwood working it by hand into the breeze. Jamie Turner to Shaw. Now the skipper will kick. The breeze and rain now for Collingwood. Dacos, no mark. Chance for Williams. Off the ground, Manson! Don't tell me he's kicked it!
Today's game is part of the Carlton and United Breweries 1991 AFL Premiership season.
Well, the Pies not overly impressive, but getting up by 33 points. Dacos kicked 5. How did you like his third? Morwood and Lehman kicked 3, and for Richmond, Hogg kicked 7. That's 17 in 2 games this year against the Pies. 29,500 at Victoria Park. In the other games, Hawthorn belted Carlton by 98 points. For the Hawks, Dunstall kicked 4 and Paul Deere 4. Hall, Jarman and Hudson each kicked 3. And for Carlton, Minton Connell, who replaced Stephen Kernahan in the side, kicked 3 goals. And without Tony Lockett, the Saints kicked 27 goals 12 to beat Brisbane 7 goals 12 by 120 points. Lockett was out with the flu, but Lowe kicked 7, Coughlin kicked 5. And for Brisbane, Shackey, the leading goal scorer, with 2.
Time now to check the CUB AFL 1991 Premiership Season League ladder.
The ladder as it looks, with 2 games to come in this round and then last week's final round. And Collingwood have moved into the 6th.
A victory for Geelong would keep their hopes of the double chance alive. Also tonight, we go to VFL Park.